found out that Dr. Fauci is saying football is in trouble this fall. Is this crying wolf, or is this the real deal, or what are you hearing around the league?
Wow, he really threw some water on the NFL today when he came out and said that. He told that to CNN, that unless NFL is played in a bubble, much like the NBA is getting ready to do, he thinks it may be very difficult to bring football back. He doesn't see how it's going to happen, and he wonders if it'll happen at all if there is a second wave. So this, of course, sent shock waves through the NFL. They had to come out and respond to this and try to calm the waters a little bit.
Well, here's exactly what he said, talking about the 2020 NFL season. Unless players are essentially in a bubble, insulated from the community, they would be tested nearly every day. It would be very hard to see how football is able to be played this fall. There's only if there is a second wave, a lot of people think the second wave is really the continuation of the first wave, and that would be complicated by the predictable flu season, and that would be in fall. Football may not happen this year. He has no chip in the game here, really. So he's just telling you medically what's going on. He couldn't care less one way or the other, except he wants to save lives, right?
Well, all the way along, I think he has kind of taken that stance that, you know what, the virus is going to set the timetable. And until there are treatments and remedies and everyone feels safe, then it's going to be difficult to do some of these larger group activities. And of course, football, we've talked about this all along, is different than even baseball or golf or some of the sports that don't have as much contact. I mean, football, they are all over each other all the time. The players will be the first to tell you that it's a sport where they're sweating and bleeding and spitting all over each other, and there's a pile that you have to be dug out from underneath, and it's just a different animal. And if guys start testing positive, then it's going to change the game.
Well, several NFL players have already tested positive, including Ezekiel Elliott of the Cowboys, and that shows one of the problems. He's very upset that the word got out on that, but I don't know how you can keep that from getting out.
Well, yeah, that kind of word with a player of that caliber, testing positive for COVID, there is no way that is going to be kept under wraps. The question is, now these guys, they didn't get it in a football setting per se, because there hasn't been one yet. No players have been allowed into the facilities. There have not been practices through the teams yet. Now, there are some players getting together in smaller groups. We saw Baker Mayfield do that with some guys, but he was very careful to do it with social distancing procedures and things like that. But once they get together, and they're in the weight room, and they're in the locker room, and they're on the field together, this could bring up a lot of positive tests, and they're going to have to decide what to do at that point.